Hi there, it's Carol Borgeson with Carol B Crafts. Today we'll be doing project number 3 in my Signs of Santa online class. Check out my website www.carolbcrafts.com to see what current classes and club kits I'm offering. Now if you don't have the class kit, don't worry. I'll give you the supplies and dimensions as we go along so that you can make this project with us. Now this is a project that I designed myself, and I designed it because I like to send gift cards from presents and different occasions, and I've noticed that more and more companies are going with these larger paper gift cards as opposed to the little plastic ones that we're all used to. So I thought I've got to come up with some kind of gift card holder to accommodate those. In the past I would rip them open and get the little paper gift card out, but I didn't really like doing that, so I decided I would come up with this design. Now I will show you how to put all this together, and then at the end of the video I'll show you how to make the little pocket and then the little insert that goes inside. But for those who just want to make the project for the class, I didn't want to make them go through the whole process just to make this project. So let's get started making our gift card holder. So this is the class kit that you'll need, and you'll recognize it. It has the cute little elves climbing the tree and lots of garden green. So this is going to go on here. It's a pretty simple card, and also I wanted to let you know, if you didn't want to make this as a gift card holder, maybe you don't send gift cards or you prefer to use the more traditional gift cards, I sized this so that if you wanted, all you'd have to do is just pop this on a regular A2 size card, you know, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then you would have a nice little card to give. So just wanted to give you options. So let's get started making our gift card. Now this is the this is all done for you, but like I said, I'll show you how to do this at the end of the video, so that if you wanted to make more, you could do that. This is the insert. So I guess the first thing we'll do is make the insert, and you can see you have some scoring lines. You find the valley, or I like to call it a trench because it looks more like a little trench, and you fold away from yourself, and then we're going to take our bone folder and crease those folds nice and tight so they stay crisp. And then all we have to do now is put some tear and tape on there and adhere those to the sides of this. Okay, we have our tear and tape on there. I'm just going to burnish it a little bit so it has a nice sticky adherence to the cardstock. Remove the tape. And then just close it up. Now we have our pocket for our gift card. Now we'll do the, I guess we'll go ahead and do the front. It would be easier to decorate it before. I guess we do need to do some stamping, don't we? We need to do wishing you everything and more. And I'm looking for my piece of white, Whisper White, here. Okay, so I have my piece of Whisper White, 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. I guess I forgot to put that in my little kit. If I forgot to put it in your kit, I apologize. You just need a piece that's 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. We'll be stamping on that, and we'll be stamping on our circle. Now this is the 4th largest scallop circle, and this is the 2nd smallest stitched shapes circle, and it's going to go right on there. So this is all garden green. So we'll do some stamping. I guess we need to move this out of the way so we don't get ink on it. Get my Stamparatus. So I do give you 2 of these just in case you need it, because you know sometimes there is a problem. So we're going to put some adhesive on the back of this some snail so it stays in place while we stamp. And I think I'll turn it around this way. Alright, let's see. We're going to stamp this with garden green ink. And we have wishing you everything on your list from the Signs of Santa stamps. And we're going to just center that on the inside of this circle. Once we're happy with it, we're just going to pick it up with our Stamparatus, ink up our stamp with garden green ink. Okay, and when we're happy with it, we'll clean off our stamp. Okay, next we're going to stamp the "and more" for the inside. And we'll just find our "and more" stamp. We'll place it up here in the top left corner. And then when we're happy with it, we'll pick it up. Ink it up with our garden green. And that's all the stamping that we have to do. Okay, so we have everything ready to do our front. We have a piece of garden green 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and a piece of our DSP is 4. Well, let me check. 4 by 5 1/4, just 1/8 of an inch shorter. So we'll go ahead and put our DSP on our garden green, and we'll want to put this on top of our scalloped. So we have that. That'll be put on with mini dimensionals. We want this strip of our green, which is the reverse of that, on top of our this. Let me give you the dimensions. This Whisper White is 4 by 1 inch, 4 by 1 inch, and then this is 4 by 3/4. So 4 by 3/4. And when we put this on, it's going to match on the sides. It should be even on your sides, like that. If it's a little bit over, you can cut it. Now this is going to go here, and it looks like it is 1 3/4. The top of this is 1 3/4 from the top of the card. So we'll go ahead and kind of measure that. We can erase those marks with our pencil after we've put our strip on. And it's going to go over the DSP, not over the garden green, like that. We can just erase those little pencil marks. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on the front. We're going to wait to pop this up. We'll go ahead and put this on our insert. Okay, we have that on our insert. Now we're ready to just fold this up. Now the smaller flap, one's longer, wider than this one. The wider flap goes on the inside. The smaller flap goes on the outside. And we're going to put some tear and tape on the inside of this smaller flap. Just going to put a strip close to the side of the flap, like that. And then we're going to put a strip here on the outside of this bottom flap. And we'll want to burnish those so they stick really good. Now when we put this in, we want to make sure that we put the insert in when we close it, so we can kind of keep that space there for our card. So we'll go ahead and remove our tape, remove our tear and tape from the bottom. Then we'll put our card in, and I guess we need to remove our tear and tape from the, well, we can do this. We can put this in and then close this, match the bottoms to the side, or the side to the bottom, like that, and then we can take this one off. And with this one, you want to match at the bottom, but you also want to match the little scallop as much as possible. Okay, so we have that. So we're going to go ahead and get out our little enamels, shapes, and these are from the Santa's Workshop enamel elements. And get those out. We have a little Christmas tree and 3 of the enamel dots. The Christmas tree is going to go here on the and more. And let's see, for these, we have the larger of the 3 enamel dots is going to go just up here above the W, kind of there. And then the 2 smaller ones will be down here. And I just put them the same distance from the stitched stitching all around. Now we're ready to pop this up on the front of the card. So we'll get our mini dimensionals out. It's going to go over the center of our strip here, just like that. And now the last thing that we have to do is to put our little like tassel thing there. So we're going to take our 2 pieces of the garden green twine, and they're each 6 inches long. We'll just kind of put them together, make sure they're even on the ends, fold them in half, and then we're going to put them through the hole, which is a 1/4 inch, just a regular 1/4 inch punch like you use for office supplies. And once we put it through that loop in the back, we're going to pull it tight. And I like to put a little glue dot underneath there to keep those from coming out. So let me find my glue dots. Here they are. So I'm just going to pick one up like that and kind of put it, stick it there. It did fold up a little bit. And I'm just going to push down and pull that out. Now I don't have to worry about my strings coming out. Now the way that I fanned this out is I took my tool here, my piercing tool, and I just started kind of unwinding them by going down like this. Started at the end and then work my way up on all 4 of those. If you don't have a piercing tool, find something sharp, even a sewing pin or a needle. You could use that if you don't have the piercing tool. So once you get them all unraveled, you're just going to kind of take and fluff them up as best you can. Now that's going to be too long, so what we want to do is cut some of that off. It looks like I left about an inch and well, that's what, about an inch and a half. Let me make sure that's straight, and it's not. Okay, so I have about an inch and a half. Okay, so now you're ready to put your gift card in, and what I did is I cut a little slit in this gift card holder so that when I put it in to the holder, I could just slip this underneath the knot like this. And it would look nice, but it would also be easy for the person getting it to get it out. They wouldn't have to rip it apart. So that is the our gift card holder. Well, I hope you enjoyed making this gift card holder. I hope that you'll get a chance to make several of these this holiday season. Okay, so we are done with our gift card holder. Now if you want to stick around and see how we made the holder and the insert, then by all means do so. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, to see what current classes and club kits I'm offering. Thanks for watching. Bye now. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make the show you how to make the outside of the holder, the case part of it. You need a piece of 6 1/4 by 9 3/8 thick whisper white. You're going to put that on your scoring tool, and you're going to score landscape at 2 1/8, 2 1/4, 6 1/2, 6 5/8. Then you're going to turn it clockwise. That's the way the clock goes. And you're going to score at 5 1/2 and 5 5/8. And you're going to take some sharp scissors, and you're going to find that second score line closest to the top. So the smaller area here where you scored is at the bottom. You're going to score right there above that score line, that top one, and go over to the second score line. Then come down here to that second score line on the inside and cut. So you don't have any traces of your score line there. You'll do the same thing on this side. The second score line nearest the top, you're going to cut along that score line to the second score line, then cut on the inside of that score line so you have no traces of the score line that you cut. So these are the two pieces that we cut off. Now you're going to miter the edges of this just slightly, and you will fold on all of your score lines. I find it easier to score on the inside score line first, and then fold it and score it on the outside. It's a little tricky, but you can do it. So that, and then you want to take your bone folder and kind of run along the edge so that you have a nice space there. So again, folding on the inside first, and then kind of pushing it to fold on the outside. Then run your thing along the side, your bone folder, so that you get a nice little edge. Same thing at the bottom. One on the inside first, then the one on the outside. Take your bone folder and run along the edge. So now you're ready to put the scallops in at the top for this part right here. To do that little half circle part, on the smaller of the two flaps on the side, you want to take the smaller one. I have the 3/4 inch punch that we sell, and you want to put it so that you are 1/4 of that circle is covered by the squares. So I will bring it up and let you see that it's 1/4 of the circle, and I'm just going to punch it. Now I'm going to close this, And it's kind of a good idea to go ahead and put your gift card in there. You won't have your insert yet if you do this first, so that you have a little bit of, you maintain that distance. You're going to take a pencil and the little half circle that you just drew, you're going to follow along that circle lightly with a pencil, because you don't want that to show. So now we have this little mark here that we drew. So we're going to come in with our punch and line up the edge of the inside circle with that line that we just made, and we're going to punch like that. So now it will close up. It should match like that. So now you're ready to put your adhesive here and here, and you'll have your outside part. Now we'll go ahead and make the insert. Now to do the insert, you're going to need a piece of garden green 5 1/8 by 8 1/2. So now we're going to score this. We're going to turn this landscape and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. So now you'll need your Stampin' trimmer, or a trimmer like this that has a blade that you can kind of control the measurements with. So we're going to take our cardstock portrait with our score down here at the bottom. We're going to measure 4 5/8 here on the left, but it'll also be a half here on your right, whichever is easier for you. You're going to take your blade and you're going to cut down to 5 1/2, or basically to that score line. Okay, and then you're going to score with your scoring tool where you stopped cutting at 5 1/2, and you're going to score the rest of the way down. So from that 5 1/2 where you stopped cutting, you're going to score down to the 8 1/2. Okay, now you're going to flip this over like this, measure 4 5/8 on the left, or 1/2 inch on the right, and again you're going to cut down to 5 1/2 and bring your scoring. Now because we want our score to be in the same direction, we're going to flip this up and score from the top down so that we have trenches on both sides. If we scored it like this, we'd have a trench on one side and a hill on the other side. It's not that important, but it's important enough to mention it. So we're going to score down to the 3 inch mark, or to our scoring, where we stopped cutting and then where we scored here. So now we have this. So we're going to trim it. So we're going to get our scissors again, and we're going to go ahead and cut along that score line to the center, and along this score line to the center. And we're almost done. We're going to miter our corners here. That one, and that one, this one, and this one. So I almost skipped this part, so I had to come back to it. It's the part where we put a 1/4 inch hole punch there. And let's see, we need a pencil to mark it. Now depending on the gift card that you're going to use, you may decide to put your hole somewhere else, but I'm going to show you where I put the hole for this card, but there might be a different card that you would use and you would want to put the hole somewhere else. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure halfway. Now this right now is 4 1/8 inch, so we need 2 1/16 inch would be the center. So we're going to measure the center. And then where we have our center, we're going to come down about a 1/4 of an inch with our hole punch, and just punch that in the center there, and then erase our little mark, and that's where you get your hole for the to put your twine through. Okay, so now you have the casing for the gift card, and you have what you need for the insert. So I hope that you enjoyed making your gift card holder, and I hope that you'll make more. And thanks for watching. Check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com. Bye now.